What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norrin Radd89 here, bringing you another Radd movie review and continuing the Witch subgenre deep dive. As today we're going to be talking about The Witch by Robert Eggers, which is probably in my opinion, one of the best witch films that we've had in the last decade. This film is fantastic, and there's a lot of praises that I want to talk about this film. This isn't a film that's going to be for everybody, but I think this is a very fantastic piece of cinema. So let's get into this movie. Roll it. So this is a movie that takes place, it's a period piece in the 1600s in New England, which follows a family who are newly settling down on a piece of land and trying to make a home for themselves, trying to make, the land, picking their home and just, really settling down as a family. We have a husband, a wife, and 5 children in here, and this is one of those films that Robert Eggers just sucks you into that time period. And in terms of the dialogue and the writing, that's another thing that Robert Eggers is really good at, because he just is able to immerse you into this time period, and it really feels like you're just, a fly on the wall watching this family and all the stuff that transpires in this film, you know what I mean? Because that's just how it feels. Add to that, we have great performances from the likes of Anya Taylor-Joy. We have Ralph Ineson in here, and also Dickie. So I think all 3 of them, and also the younger cast members as well, they all do a really good job, because they feel like a family and they feel like they're terrorized or they're in terror. As the film progresses, it just builds and builds. This is definitely a slow pace type film, one that is a slow burn. You got to commit to it, but as it goes and gets to the end, closer and closer, the tension just builds and builds, and it's like Robert Eggers is just like, just wrenching at that tension until you get to the third act. Another thing I love about this film as a horror fan is this falls into a certain kind of witch subgenre that I love, which is just really dark stories, really dark fairy tales that have a lot of, satanic type worship in there, or where they take the witch subgenre to the absolute depths of the deepest part you can go. And that's what this film is. This is a completely nihilistic film. This is a movie that I don't watch all the time, but when I do watch it, I am in the mood for it. It's one of those films that you watch where you just know the characters are going down the wrong path, and it's going to be a horrible end for everybody, and that's kind of this film. There's no escape, and when you get to the end, it is pretty horrific. We also got to talk about Black Phillip the goat, which is one of my favorite kind of animals that we have, or animal characters that we have in a film. I love Black Phillip, and come to find out that he was actually quite a terror on set and was really hard to deal with. So that's what's kind of funny, is that just makes it so much more when you talk about this film. I love thinking that, that goat, he's just there to represent that kind of Satan thing, and just that image, the image of the goat, and that he was actually quite a terror on set with the cast members and everything. I think that is kind of funny to me. But yeah, this film is just, like I said, it's an unrelenting film that's just going to grab you and keep you. And like I said, as we get closer to the end, that tension is just going to keep building and building. And I know this isn't a film for everybody, because it's got a very thick dialogue and dialect to it. It's very old school, and some people aren't into period pieces like that, and also very dark films. Like I said, this is a film that has no forgiving qualities about it. This is a very dark path that this family goes down in this movie. Another thing I love about this movie is the way it looks and the cinematography. I think the color palette and the way it looks, it does another thing of just really lending, or really sucking you into that time period. So this is one of those films that when you take the journey, and Robert Eggers is able to you just are trusting him. You're like, take my hand, Robert. Take me down the path of this journey and show me this story. It's a really good film. I love this film. Like I said, it's not an easy watch. It's not going to be one that I put on every other day and I'm like, let's take this journey, because like I said, it is kind of rough, but it is one of my favorite witch films, and it might be, maybe on that top 10. We'll see. You have to stay tuned to the channel to find out. So yeah, in terms of negatives for this film, you're really not going to get a lot of negatives from your boy Norrin Radd89 about this film. I think this is a really good horror cinema classic masterpiece, one of the greatest ones that we've got in the last 10 years. Like I said, my only gripe with this film really is that it's not a heavy rewatchable film. That's the only thing. I love this film, and I give this film, like, I'm going to give you a Radd rating right now. This film is a 9 out of 10. Very, very strong rating. Like I said, the only reason it doesn't get that 10 out of 10 is because this isn't going to be one that I'm able to put on every day or every other day. This is kind of like an every few months type watch kind of film for me. And this is a very old release right here. We have the DVD release of The Witch. Let's just show this off. We also do have a little bit of disc art, but it's just the kind of the gray with the title, you know. And then we do have a digital code. I'm not even sure if I ever gave this one out or how old this digital code is, but there you go. Pause it, get that digital code. I hope you got it right there. Let's give it another shot just in case, because I know sometimes the camera takes a while to adjust, but I don't know how old that one is. But yeah, in terms of my thoughts, glowing recommendations from your boy Norin Radd on this film. But that's just my opinions and my thoughts on The Witch. Please shout out down below if you've seen this film. What are your thoughts on this film? And what are your thoughts on Robert Eggers as a director? Do you like his film catalog that he's given us so far? I would love to discuss with you down below. But also like, share, subscribe. That greatly helps out the channel. But most importantly, y'all know what's up. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out.